Welcome to Driving with Christian. I am Christian Evans. In today's video, I will be asking you, has this happened to you before? Stay tuned so you can see what I'm talking about. Thank you for clicking on today's video. If you haven't done it already, please subscribe and hit the notification button so you will be notified every time I upload a new video. Has this happened to you? I have recently been contacted by an Uber driver, and he was telling me about a story about he started a trip, and he had your typical your night or whatever. You pick two people up, and this so happened to be somebody ordered an Uber for two of their friends, two passengers or whatever, and they were on a surge, right? And probably about midway through the trip, after the passenger decided to stop and get something to eat, the person who ordered the Uber actually canceled the trip, right in the middle of the trip. So, he ended up finishing the ride and taking the passengers to their final destination, right? And, he was kind of in the middle of disputing with Uber, telling them about the situation, what happened. They did not, as of right now that I know of, reimburse him the full amount. I believe he told me that they reimbursed him some minutes but not miles driven. This isn't the first time that I've heard about an incident like this from another Uber driver. They were in the car. The Uber driver, obviously was in the car driving. The passengers, they were on a 2.8 surge or 3 point something, whatever. And midway through, they just stopped the trip. He just canceled the trip, in the app. Not the driver, the passenger. The passenger canceled the trip. And, hearing the story from the Uber driver, he's like, you got to get out. You know what you were doing, just for the simple fact that you were on a surge. You didn't want to pay the remaining price to your final destination. So probably about 3 or 5 minutes into the ride, he canceled the trip. So I'm asking you, has this happened to you before? And what would you do? What do you think the proper protocol is? I have never had that happen to me personally, but just my own reserved thoughts about that is, it takes a lot of twiddling around with your phone, right, as an Uber passenger to cancel a trip. You're not like you have your phone in your pocket and you butt dial somebody, right? Oops, that's an accident. So if somebody's canceling a trip midway while the trip is actually going on, that is done intentionally, especially if somebody's on a surge and they figure out, hey, I'm going to play off this Uber driver's compassion and put them into a situation to where you have to take me to my final destination. I'm not saying that's verbally what an Uber passenger is telling you in that particular instance, but in my personal, in my thought process is, that's just possibly what they could be thinking. They play off the compassion, like, you have to finish this, you have to finish this ride. You can't just leave me on the side of the road. Now, if a passenger cancels a ride mid-trip and you're in the middle of the road, they put themselves in that predicament. They put themselves into a predicament to where they're leaving you as an Uber driver to make a choice. Either you're gonna leave them on the side of the road, or at least drive them to a rest stop or a gas station and let them out. I personally don't believe it's right if a passenger cancels a trip, midway. Like I said, I've never had this happen to me, but this is the second time that I've heard about a story like this. So I want to know, has this happened to you? And what did you do in that particular instance? And if this has not happened to you, what do you think you would do if this so happens to happen to you? Us as Uber drivers are always put into weird predicaments, whether it's people getting in the car with alcohol or people trying to get into the car with babies without car seats, and we're forced to make a decision right on the spot, right? And in my personal beliefs, I believe these people know exactly what they're doing. Just these type of people. It's only a small amount, small percentage that are doing this or trying to scheme the system one way or another. So I want to thank you for taking time out to watch this video. Please let me know what you think. Leave comments below. What would you do if this has happened to you? I just want to see, if this is happening in other markets and what you all think. So please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Have fun. Watch out for those potholes. Peace out.